something dramatic changed in the year 1085, which is the first European Christian conquest of a major Islamic city. With more books than existed in all of Christian Europe put together. The simple library in this sort of out-of-the-way, podunk sort of city there, out on the boondocks, one run-of-the-mill library there had more cumulative information than was available to all of Europe at the time. And suddenly, Europe got to rediscover philosophers, Aristotle, Plato, all of that. They got to rediscover logic. They got to rediscover all the great works. Suddenly, all of those flooded back into Europe, and the first beginnings of sort of a modern mindset about complexity started to emerge. People suddenly began to do things like be able to think transitive manner. Where you would see A is bigger than B, B is bigger than C, and you had this startling revolutionary notion, which is you now can know something about the relationship between A and C without having to directly compare them with each other. This was an astonishing sort of logical breakthrough. Syllogisms suddenly appeared in Europe for the first time in centuries. The ability of people to do things like, say, if all things that glow have fire, then stars glow and thus stars have fire. Syllogistic thinking, that had been utterly gone. And suddenly, people began to think about ways where that had been lost for centuries. And all of it culminated in a certain sort of emergence of what we would now call science. Thomas Aquinas coming up with an amazing quote that summarizes all of what was happening at the time. He listed three things that God could not do. The first two were just sort of theological stuff. God cannot sin, God cannot make a copy of himself. It's the third one that was just earth-shaking. Third, even God cannot make a triangle with more than 180 degrees. God could do anything, but still can't make a triangle with more than 180 degrees. This was the beginning of a transformation. With the ability to construct events by looking at overlapping fragments, a crime has occurred, and there's no individual who has watched the entire crime happen, but one person saw it happen from points A to C. One saw from B to D, one off from C to, and suddenly there was this realization that you can figure out what went on by putting these various overlapping bits of data together. Completely revolutionary idea, and completely transformed the notion that how do you figure out if somebody did a crime prior to this period? What you would do is throw them in a river.